Are ready for lesson 54 on page 99. Okay, the present, perfect, and future indicative passive of laudo. All right, so the forms on page 100, laudor, laudaris, laudatur, laudamur, laudamini, lauduntur. And so I recommend you learn the endings as they have them written there, that are, ris, tour, more, mini, intour. And those will take you through the imperfect as well. So you look in the imperfect, you take the imperfect stem, the laudab, laudaba, and then you just add your are, ris, tour, more, mini, intour. And the same thing with your future. You'll add your laudabi, and so the I is the characteristic vowel in the ending, except, in the future always has these exceptions, right? So the first, it's laudabur, not laudabir. It's laudabiris, not laudabiris. And then at the end, it's laudabuntur, not laudabintur. So for the future, I might recommend that you actually use that you memorize the whole ending from the future stem. So for the future perfect, I'd put on a flashcard bor, beris, bitur, bimur, bimini, buntur. Right? Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously you can learn those endings any way that you prefer, but I would suggest that you, for the present and the imperfect, it's very easy. The characteristic vowels are there all the way through. The future, those characteristic vowels change. So I'd write down the whole ending, bor, beris, bitur, bimur, bimini, buntur. Okay. So the forms, of course, are not difficult, and neither are the ways in which the passive is used is similar to how it's used in English. The agent of the passive is usually indicated with the preposition ob, although it can be indicated simply by a noun in the ablative. Okay, so we'll take, laudor, I am praised. So if it was going to be I am praised by the poet, it would be laudor ab poeta. Or it could just be laudor poeta in the ablative, but then you can see why that might be confusing in context when somebody's speaking. Was that I am the poet who is being praised, or was that I am praised by the poet? So very often you have a or ob indicating the agent. And so you see that at the bottom of page 100. The person by whom a thing is done is put in the ablative with the preposition a or ob, as in vir a milite vocatur. The man is called by the soldier. So the passive voice is simple enough in that manner. Our vocabulary on the bottom of page 100. Comparo is to get together, prepare, or compare. To bring two things together. That's how we have it in English, as to compare two things. Confirmo is to encourage or strengthen. I'd say usually it's used as strengthen. Oh, and you know what that one means after it, correct?
It's the first conjugation, right?
Exactly. So it's just like laudo. So confirmo, confirmare, confirmatus. Despero is I despair, easy enough. Gradus, gradus. And so what declension is that?
Second.
Not second. Look at the genitive. It's not gradus gradi, it's gradus gradus.
Right.
Right? So that's that fructus, that fourth declension. Imperium is neuter. It means power, rule, or empire. It really means the ability to command. The ability to give commands is imperium. And so only certain classes of Roman magistrates had imperium. That is, the authority to give orders that could be punished by death if they're not carried out. That's what imperium means. So like a consul has imperium. Lucus is light. Next page. Habito, first conjugation, to dwell or reside. Renovo, to renew, to revive, restore. Prudentia is prudence, practical wisdom, as opposed to Sophia or Philosophia. Immortalis, immortal, easy enough. And tuus, a pronoun or an adjective meaning you or yours. All right, so let us try the translation. So read for me sentence number 1.
Cruam industriam prudentiam tuam semper ama veramus.
Very good. All right, what's the verb?
Ama veramus.
Very good. And analyze that verb for me. Case, voice, mood, person, number.
It's a first person plural.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
What?
Present.
What kind of perfect?
Pluperfect.
Pluperfect. That is correct. And so how would you translate it?
We have been loved.
We had loved. So it's active voice. We had loved. And anything in the nominative to serve as the subject?
No.
No. Okay. So carry through with translating it then. Which word are you stuck on?
Well, some of these words are new to me, so.
Oh, they're all. These all happen to be cognates with English. So just what you think they mean, except for semper. Semper means always. Can't remember if we've had that. So we had always loved. What?
Cruam.
Thy care. Right, thy carefulness, thy attention to detail.
Industrium, that means industry.
Exactly, your hard work and your...
Prudent?
Exactly, your prudence, your practical wisdom. Very good. All right, read sentence 2.
Itaros tuos ex primis ani diabus expecta veram.
Very good. That first one will be literos, not literos, because that second last syllable is short. Okay, but let's find a verb.
Expecta veram.
Okay, and analyze that verb.
First person singular. Pluperfect, imperfect. Yeah.
Is the pluperfect, right? So translate just that verb.
I had waited for.
Right, I had waited for, I had expected, I had been looking for, exactly. All right, again, since it's first person, we don't really expect to find anything in the nominative. And everything else, as you kind of glance over a sentence, you can see, okay, first off, I've got 2 accusative words together. Then I've got a prepositional phrase with X, and all those other things go in that. So you got 3 neat chunks to the sentence, right? And so you should know from looking at those things how you're going to translate, in what order you're going to translate the sentence. And so follow me here. So literos tuos, you've got these 2 accusatives. They go together. We're going to call that's chunk 1 of the sentence. And then the next one, ex primis ani diebus, all that goes together. That's chunk 2. And then the verb, expectarum, is chunk 3. So in what order are you going to translate those in English? It's not going to be 1, 2, 3. What's it going to be?
Literos tuos is going to be the first part.
Now that's going to be the second part you're going to translate in English. In English, it's going to go 3, 1, 2. The verb, then the direct object, and then this phrase, with this prepositional phrase that's going to denote time. You can tell it's going to be about time because it's got that word ani diebus, right? Something about year and days. So it's going to be, I had been expecting what?
Letters?
Right, your letters. Ex primis ani diebus.
First day of the year?
From the first days, plural. From the first days of the year, singular. Right, very good. All right, sentence 3.
Imperator animos militum donis renovaverit.
All right, everybody in Rome is going to think you're from France because you're reading your Latin with a French accent. Because you're lifting that last syllable a bit. Imperator animos militum donis renovaverit. It was very much not accented on the last syllable at all, such that in later Latin, in the accusative singular, and especially in the genitive plural, they would sometimes lose the last M sound. And so the last syllable is very soft in Latin. All right, so now find me the verb.
Renovaverit.
Exactly, and analyze that.
Third person singular future perfect.
Exactly. So how's that going to be translated? He, she, or it
will have
renewed, renovated.
Okay.
Right. And anything in the nominative to serve as the subject?
Yes. Imperator.
Imperator. Right. Imperator. And so the emperor will have renovated. Okay, that's the core of the sentence. Fit the rest of it together. The emperor will have renovated what? What case must go next? Needs an object.
Militum.
No, militum is genitive plural.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Right? Yeah.
Animos.
Miles militis. Exactly. So the emperor will have renovated the minds, the hearts, we'd say in English, will have renovated the hearts of the soldiery, donis.
Gift?
With gifts. Right? By means of gifts. Ablative plural. Which, in fact, the emperors always did, especially when coming to power, they would give it was called a donative, a gift to all the soldiery to pay to keep them in their service. All right, sentence 4.
Cana matri et sororibus meis parabitur.
Parabitur. Parabitur. Right, and sororibus. Very good. All right, what is the verb?
Parabitur.
Parabitur. Parabitur. Very good. And analyze that.
Third person passive singular present future.
Very good. And anything in the nominative to go with it?
Cana.
Exactly. So translate just those two words. Cana parabitur.
He is being prepared dinner, or
no, dinner will be prepared. Remember, it's passive voice. Dinner, and it's future tense, so dinner will be prepared. If it's present, it's dinner is being prepared. If it's past, dinner was prepared. So dinner will be prepared. And now you're going to look, when you're dealing with the passive voice, you're going to look for an agent. Dinner will be prepared, and what indicates the agent?
Maze.
That's true, that's in the ablative. But the real thing you're first going to look for when you've got a passive verb and you're looking for an agent, you want to look for the preposition a or ob, because that makes it very easy to find. So, dinner will be prepared a matre et sororibus meis. Will be prepared by whom?
Mother.
All right, by mom and
sister.
My sisters. My sisters, ablative plural. Very good. All right, sentence 5.
Ante omnis discipulus tua industria magistro laudator.
All right, very good. Discipulos and industria, right? And not magistro, but magistro, always a hard G. All right, and a verb.
Laudator.
All right, analyze it.
Third person singular passive present.
Very good. And anything to go with it?
No.
Yes, it's feminine. Can you find it now?
Industria.
Exactly. Tua industria, thy hard work. So the core of the sentence is thy hard work is praised. Hello, Eve. Can you find a agent to go with that?
Magistro.
Exactly. So thy industry is praised by the master, by the teacher. And now what do you do with the rest of it? Ante omnes discipulos.
Before all the students.
Exactly, in front of all the students. Very good. Right, 6.
Multi nate.
Nautai.
Magna. Novi portabuntur.
Exactly, portabuntur. Okay, what's the verb?
Portabuntur.
And analyze it.
Third person singular passive imperfect.
Very good. What goes with it?
Multi nautai.
Exactly. So the core of the sentence is?
Many singers will be.
Not will. Remember, you told me it was imperfect.
Were being carried.
Exactly. And now you need an agent. What's the agent? Magna navi. Right? They go together. Navus is that fourth declension. Third declension. So it's many sailors were being carried by a big boat, or in a big boat. So this is a case where the agent doesn't use a or ob to set it off. It's just simply in the ablative. Okay, sentence 7. Cicero.
Caesar non
Caesare
non amabator.
Right.
Third person singular imperfect.
Right.
Cicero was being loved by Caesar.
Cicero was not loved by Caesar. And that is true because, of course, Cicero argued against him quite strongly, and then Augustus Caesar, Octavian, had Cicero killed as part of the proscription after he took power. Well, very good. That's lesson 54. So you're comfortable going on from there? Does that make better sense for you?
Yes.
All right. Well, work on memorizing this vocabulary, and you should really, all these lessons that we skipped to get to where you need to be. Why don't you take the rest of this week and work on vocab from those lessons, and then we'll aim for the beginning of next week for a new lesson. And if you get to Thursday, let's say, and you've just been going great guns and you feel comfortable with the vocabulary, just holler at me, and we'll get that lesson up faster. But let's take a little time and make sure we have the vocabulary before we go on with any more forms, because the forms come pretty fast and furious in the next few chapters.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Well, thank you for helping me record lesson 54. You'll now be immortalized in every future Latin 2 class.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for making me get better on my Latin.
No problem. No problem. All right. Till next time. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.